You are listening to the daily homily for Magdala in the Holy Land.
The Gospel according to Luke.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus said to his disciples, "To you who hear, I say, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. To the person who strikes you on one cheek, offer the other one as well. And from the person who takes your cloak, do not withhold even your tunic. Give to everyone who asks of you, and from the one who takes what is yours, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have them do to you. For if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same. If you lend money to those from whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners and get back the same amount. But rather, love your enemies and do good to them. And lend expecting nothing back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, for he himself is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful just as also your Father is merciful. Stop judging and you will not be judged. Stop condemning and you will not be condemned. Forgive and you will be forgiven. Give and gifts will be given to you. A good measure, packed together, shaken down and overflowing, will be poured into your lap. For the measure with which you measure will in return be measured out to you." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
It's easy to wear a label, especially the label of being Christian. Maybe it's even difficult to do that sometimes because people might have hostility toward an external expression of your identification with Christ. But identification with Christ goes much deeper than a label. And it's wonderful to be baptized. I'm grateful for that gift I received, I think, on the day of my birth, because I was pretty in need. They were worried for me. And I was baptized. But I have still a long way today to grow to be Christ-like in every way. And many people wonderfully proclaim that they are Christian. But sometimes that's confused with officially identifying as Christian, wanting to read the gospel, believing that Jesus is God, wanting to live a Christian life, and really living it. And there are lots of nooks and crannies in our persons. There's sometimes big open territory in our persons, in our behaviors, in our thinking, that actually have not really been deeply touched by the gospel. There was a very serious criticism made by Gandhi in Western Europe in his visits, and he said the Christians that he met were like stones in a river. They were wet on the outside, but if you broke the stone, it was dry on the inside. So the grace of being a follower of Jesus hadn't penetrated deep down. It hadn't transformed. We also think of some images Jesus has used in the Gospels about the Christian life, and he said it's like leaven. And it works, the kingdom of heaven is like leaven, and it works through until all the dough is raised. Sometimes if the leaven isn't properly mixed, you could find a little bit of leaven together inside a piece of bread, and it wasn't mixed properly. When you're making handmade bread, it could happen, and it didn't do its work, and that's very heavy and sodden and indigestible. And maybe there's some of that in our lives, that there's some of the gospel has not yet penetrated into our lives. And the two readings today are a wonderful guide to examine our lives, the gift that we're given. And we have very practical attitudes to cultivate: compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness. The list goes on. And if one has a grievance against another, to be forgiving. With the same words are in the gospel as well. And let the peace of Christ control your hearts. And we can lose our peace so easily over little things. And it wouldn't be surprising today to meet and hear Christians on this very day who are in a rage over the horrible murder that was perpetrated against a man who was speaking, defending the freedom to speak. He didn't act in any way in a violent way. And the reaction that we have, what is our reaction in these moments? And the readings today tell us. They tell us, especially in the gospel, about treating enemies. It deals with it explicitly. The letter to the Colossians speaks about forgiving somebody. And in the Gospels, it's much stronger. It's your enemy hurts you, and in a way, your biggest concern is not your hurt. Your biggest concern is not defending your possessions. The Gospel is asking us that our biggest concern be our very enemy, that this enemy on a path to being lost will be recovered. How much would we be able to do for our enemies? How much would we be able to put up with so that our enemy could discover love, that God is love, to discover the truth of Christ? Maybe we could take a microphone like I'm doing now and speak to the public, but how much would we be able to suffer? And there I think I myself am very weak. Obviously, in that moment when that occasion might come, the Lord could give me strength. I would ask him to do so. He will not test me beyond my strength. But to be able to follow the example of Jesus on Calvary, who is the ultimate one who gave us the last drop of his life, and then the Eucharist, which we celebrate now, his presence in the form of bread and wine. And he gives himself completely in defense, and he doesn't consider himself a victim of misfortunate circumstances. No, he is giving himself. This is my body given up for you. This is my life given up for you who are enemies of mine. Today you'll be with me in paradise. Father, forgive them, they do not know what they are doing. We are Christians, we are following Jesus, and we ask for that grace today.
Thank you for joining us today. If you want to learn more about Magdala, follow us on YouTube and on Facebook.